School in Syracuse had gotten a major grant from the Carnegie Foundation to do this study. And we were doing a comparative study of Missouri, Illinois, and Michigan. And I was assigned Michigan to go do the field work, to interview all of the key people, the superintendent of public instruction, the chairman of the House and Senate Appropriations Committees and Education Committees, so on. And so I was to go up there for a month or two to do the interviewing. Well, as a pipsqueak graduate student trying to get appointments with these people in advance, it was just impossible. I'd call and they wouldn't call back. And so I finally decided, well, I'll just go up there. So in February of 1961, I went to Lansing with plans to stay a month. Arrived on a Tuesday night and checked into the Jack Tar Hotel right on the main plaza next to the Capitol. Lights were all blazing in the Capitol. Walked into the Senate chambers and the House chambers, not a soul, about 8 or 8:30. Walked into the governor's office, which was on the same floor. And Menon Williams, G. Menon Williams, who'd been governor for 14 years, had just been appointed by President Kennedy to be Undersecretary of State. And a 34-year-old named John Swainson, a double amputee in the Battle of the Bulge, the Second World War, had been elected governor. Last two-term governor, last two-term period in Michigan's history. And the pictures, Menon Williams' pictures were all still on the wall. He had just left, and here this young governor had just come in. No one in the outer office. Walked into the inner office, and here was this young governor, flanked by a secretary on each side. I just brashly walked in and introduced myself. And he asked what I was doing there, and I told him. He said, I could use someone like that on my staff, and I said, I'll join it, free of charge. And by Friday, I was assistant to the governor, part-time. With an office, and was actually helping him write a speech for a major convention he was speaking to that weekend in Grand Rapids. So I stayed 6 months. By that time, by the way, all these people were calling me that I was trying to set appointments with. Did the study, wrote what turned out to be a chapter, and went back to St. Louis to complete my work and to finish my other requirements except for the dissertation, my other language and so on. I went back in October with the galleys to just check the quotes and make sure everything was in hand. And John Swainson was the governor's name. John said, my administrative assistant has just gone to Washington to work for Menon. Would you be my administrative assistant? I said, John, I'm 25 years old. I'm 10 years younger than anyone else. I live in St. Louis. I'm a legal resident of Arizona. I drive an MG in Michigan. I said, with an Arizona plate on. I said, I can't imagine that would work. And he said, no, you hide your car, but come to work. So I then worked 14 months for John, who was defeated in his bid for re-election by George Romney. It was the beginning of that big new era, but it was an extraordinary opportunity for me, including, in addition to my professional responsibilities as administrative assistant of the governor, I got involved in his re-election campaign and was responsible for northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. So 3 or 4 afternoons a week, we'd take off in a small plane and go up and make our way through those kind of magical towns way north.